Hi.
Hi, Sam.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Are you so excited to be here?
I'm very excited. I can't wait.
I'm so excited to have you here and just welcome you to Stockton, obviously. And I have a question for you, and I think it's the most important question that should be asked to every single coach. You're a dad.
Yep.
What was it like telling your sons that you got the job to be the next head coach at Pacific?
My 4-year-old had no idea what I was talking about. I just told him that I was going to be coaching different boys.
Yeah.
Because that's what he refers to them as his boys.
Yeah.
And so I had to tell him, like, we have to say "Go Tigers" now.
Yeah.
So that was the big change.
What was, I guess, generally that moment like for you and your family and your wife? I mean, when you get that phone call and you know it's yours, how was that day?
Yeah, it's so cool. I mean, it's something, obviously our players have dreams and aspirations. Obviously us as athletes and kind of graduating, if you will, into the real world. We have goals and aspirations, and I've always wanted to be a head coach, and to just kind of hit that next milestone, or whatever you want to call it, was kind of surreal. There's only 300 of these jobs, and to have one of them, it's pretty special, and I certainly don't take it for granted.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for us as coaches, we're here on the field more than we're at home with our family.
For sure.
And so for us over at the softball field, I mean, we love coming to baseball games,
Yeah.
and we love being here at Pacific. What drew you most to Pacific?
Yeah, my wife's grandparents actually live in Stockton.
Oh, wow.
My wife and I are both from Roseville.
Yep.
So it was just kind of an added bonus that we're going to be, an hour away from family. I think it's a place that we were familiar with, right? And so having some comfort there and knowing the area in terms of like recruiting and things like that, it seemed like a seamless transition into like what I kind of envision and what I hope we're going to be.
Right. I think the topic that's never really talked about is the biggest transition of becoming from an assistant coach to a head coach.
Yeah.
And there's going to always be one thing that stands out maybe after your first year. I'm barely going into year 3, been doing this for a little over a decade, but every year is so different. What do you expect this first year?
Expectations. Honestly, I want us to play really hard and play clean baseball. Outside of that, like, I've tried to not, I've tried to stay away from like what to expect, because I don't think you're ever ready for the next job until you actually do it right. And so you just kind of just taking it day by day outside of that. Like, I want us to like be really good on the field, in the classroom, and have a good reputation that we're going to be hopefully associated with good people here. And outside of that, just take it as it comes. Like, I'm sure I'll screw up some things and I'll learn from it. And I'm going to ask our players to do the same thing. We just have to have a growth mindset and continue to get better every day. And so that's kind of been my approach to this, is just get better every day and be okay kind of being vulnerable and screwing things up, because it's going to happen.
I think as head coaches as well, we're the most probably confusing piece to the puzzle when it comes to a team, right? I think as players, they try to get to know us, and we try to build that relationship, but we're human too.
Mm-hmm.
And we've come from different backgrounds and different
sure.
cultures and programs. Who, for yourself, now that you're here in this moment, who has been your biggest mentor, leader, person that when you took this job, that was the first person that popped into your head?
Yeah, I mean, first my parents, obviously. Like, my dad, I played for my dad in high school. I've had a lot of really good coaches and mentors, and first person would be my dad and my parents. Just again, I just playing for him for 4 years in high school was pretty cool, and I knew obviously I wanted to play in the big leagues, but after that I wanted to coach, and so him being the first. And I've been really fortunate. I've worked for some great people, and I played for some great people, and so there's a lot of people, but definitely my dad for sure.
Well, I think you're in for a really great treat, because here at Pacific, I think with the athletic department, we're so tight and we're so small, and this stadium alone, how beautiful it is, and our players come to many games, and I think you have one of the best snack shacks in the country. I'm just saying that out of experience. But when it comes to other teams, and in particular your team, what are you most excited about with this group?
Yeah, I'm actually, I played at St. Mary's College, so I know the conference, and I think I'm kind of just excited to though there's a little bit of nostalgia, I think, going to some of these places this year, and just really trying to just keep the momentum that I think we've had here. And obviously, the passing of Reed, and I think that this team, and he did so many awesome things here, and we just need to continue to build on that. And I want everyone, including myself, to just be authentic to themselves, and I want personalities to show, and I just continue to build on that. I think that's been really cool. Like, getting to know these guys and getting to know this team is like, I don't have any expectations, right? And I'm just trying to facilitate a space where these guys can grow and become the best versions of themselves, and hopefully that leads to winning a lot of games.
Yeah, no, I agree. Obviously, I think, the memory of Reed will always live on, but he was a baseball coach at the end of the day, and I think it's the game goes on, and just to honor him and his legacy here. And when we look at your staff, your staff now, how do you want us to define your staff? What is your staff going to be about? What are the characteristics of what your culture and makeup?
Yeah. So I was at Reed's Celebration of Life, and I think it was really cool to solidify kind of the things and the reasons that you do this, right? Like, because everyone that spoke there, it was very minimal about winning games, right? Like, that was not what people talked about the most. It was the impact he made on people. It was playing cards. It was bus rides. It was all the things that we kind of take for granted sometimes. But as coaches, like, we're trying to make an impact on people, right? And he clearly did that. And so, like, it really, like, quite honestly, it gave me, like, more of a purpose, right? Like hearing all that stuff, because that's why we do this. We want to make an impact. Like, that's what we want to do. I want our staff to build really, really strong relationships. I know, I still talk to a few of my college coaches all the time, and they're people that I call when I'm in need of something. I called Gabe Zappin, who was one of my coaches the first couple of days I got this job, and I'm like, hey, what am I in for? And he's like, you're screwed. No, but he's like, it's still someone I lean on in my life, and so hopefully that we can just do that as often as we can with our players.
Yeah. I think ultimately what we're all excited to see is who you are as a coach. So what are you like here in the dugout? I am, my girls know I am an energetic chatterbox and can get in an umpire's face from time to time. But, but what are you like? What are you in the dugout? How do you like to communicate with your players and umpires?
For sure. Hopefully, people would say I try to make objective decisions, and try to, stay calm, cool, collected. That's probably not the truth. That's probably not what is actually happening. I'm fiery. I'm competitive. I think it's just like anyone. Like, I want us to be well coached and just play clean, and I'm gonna hopefully try to stay mild-mannered. But that's I'll get fiery. I've only been thrown out of one game in my life, which yeah, I'm proud of that. Only one time.
Okay. I did try at one point. I was about 6 months pregnant, and I was really wanted to try and get tossed.
My feet are hurting. I need to go home.
He wanted to do it. So, kudos to him. But no, that's exciting. Well, when it comes to, like I said, how is it going to be for you with, you grew up, up here, and how's it going to be to see your family in the stands? Yeah, that'll be cool. I'll probably cry. I know my dad's already like, we're flying out to Utah for the first game. He's like, I'm not missing your first game. Nope. Awesome, because that's what, my boys have grown up around the field. That's what they know, and that's what I got to kind of experience too. And that's what I want this program to be about. I want it to be about family. I want our guys' parents to be involved. I think it's, I think sometimes as coaches we can kind of like push that away. Yep. Sure. At the end of the day, we're still coaching 18 to 23-year-olds now with the 5-year rule. I know I certainly didn't have it figured out when I was 18, 19, 20 years old. I still call my parents for advice, and so that's what I want. I want it to be a collective of this needs to be an extension of their family, and because like you said earlier, right? Like, we're spending more time with our players than sometimes our own kids and our spouses. So I want it to be a place where everyone feels welcome, and because my kids are going to be around here, they're going to be running around on the field, and
after games, my little guy will take his glove off and throw it over there after wins with all the guys. And
it's his dad's office.
Yep, and I'm sure I have a 1-year-old too, and he's just starting to walk around. So I'm sure both of them will be running around. And I think that's what this is all about, is like making sure it's a family environment. And we're super excited about that.
I guess to go off that, I grew up in Southern California, and I feel like my coaching journey, I just worked my way up, did a little sideways to Utah and came back and found myself here again, surrounded by family. My little one's he's going to turn 1 tomorrow, so it's just a full circle moment of really cool things. But what I loved most about my going on 3 years here is the community of Stockton. I think you can walk into a restaurant and it's just, hey, Bob, how you doing? How are you? And I truly wasn't expecting that. You could say I'm from this big city in LA and have had different community experiences, but the 209 Stockton community, this is really the city's school, the city's university. And so when, we have our fans in the stands, or, you talk about people wanting to donate to the program, and what are people going to look at your program and think of when they see this new era of Pacific baseball?
Like I said, hopefully a team that just plays really hard. And outside of that, like I think it's really, in the recruiting process, people say, like, what's your hitting philosophy? Well, like, I just want to score I want to score a lot of runs. Like, it's going to be different, right? For player X, player Y, player Z, like, that's all going to be different. And so I think each team's going to be different, right? Like, how we play and what we do well is going to be different relative to how and who we're recruiting. But again, like, I think the best compliment is, like, man, your team plays really hard. Or when you get, like, I've been a part of teams where they'll get emails from the hotel staff thanking us for how generous our players were. And to me, like, those are the things that, again, like, winning is just a product of doing a lot of things the right way. And so hopefully it's a team that does a lot of things the right way. And that's, hopefully we can create good winning habits and have a dialogue with each other that's like championship dialogue and consistent. And outside of that, like, the winning is typically a byproduct of all those things.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for you. I think we're fortunate here at Pacific. I'm excited for you to experience all of that. And baseball and softball have always been this brother-sister sport at any university you go. And I think supporting, everyone in our department, we have admin who support us constantly.
For sure.
I love that you hit on the topic of Reed. I think that legacy will live on. But
for sure,
he loved baseball. At the end of the day, I had the complete honor of meeting him and having him as a very brief mentor in my journey. And I just think we all wouldn't be here if it wasn't for people in certain situations. And I'm just really excited for you. I think it's going to be great, and I'm excited for your family and our kids to kind of grow up together here and run the bases. And if they get tired running these bases, we have 60 feet.
We'll be at the softball games.
At the softball
we'll be at the softball games. So, I became really good friends with, like, Amber Freeman, Caitlin, and then so I would go over there and we'd talk hitting over there, and obviously they have one of the better programs in the country, so I was fortunate. Like, I always learned from them, and I loved going to the games. And my mom played college softball, my sister played college softball, so it's that's a big part of my life too. So we'll be over there.
Well, all the softball girls get into softball because we had a baseball dad.
Yeah, exactly.
Who wanted to play, and they wanted us to play softball. So I'm super excited for you, and I think it's gonna be a great year.
Thank you. We're excited. How was that?